time and in the right place. News from Russia continues to be the most heartening, in fact almost the only heartening news of the moment. On the northern front, defying von Leeb's army, Leningrad has withstood the ordeal of a long siege. The Soviet is determined to clinch the security of this historic city by driving the enemy right out of their territory. Leningrad's munition factories set a magnificent example of coolness under the threat of German guns. They've continued to work like Trojans, producing weapons for the Red Army, and also continually supplying more reserves for the front, Russia's home guard. The effort of the factory workers throughout the Soviet fully supports the heroism of the army, which must never be allowed to go short of munitions of any kind. The Red Army must be well clothed against the Russian winter. Here are greatcoats in the making, scores being cut out at the same time. And back in Kuibyshev, a chocolate factory turns out extra comforts that will be gratefully welcomed by the men at the front. The Soviet Baltic Fleet has been constantly in action against the Fascist invaders, battering at their coastal positions in the north, guarding Leningrad from attack by sea. Soviet aircraft, leading the counteroffensive, continue to give the Hun a bellyful of his own medicine. The RAF wing, number 151, made up of 2 squadrons of Hurricanes, did great work before returning to Britain. It helped to save Murmansk, and it escorted Soviet bombers on many a raid. Squadron leader Anthony Rook is among those awarded the Order of Lenin for skill and valor. Sergeant Howe is another to receive the same decoration. 2 of the first 4 Soviet medals awarded to members of the British forces. When the Hurricanes are above us, we need never look up, said the Russian bomber crews. Polish regiments have been formed in Russia and equipped by Britain and the United States. They have already shared in local victories during the Soviet advance. Members of a brave and cultured nation now tortured and held in slavery by the Germans, these Polish troops, like their Russian comrades, know what invasion means. Their resolution has been tempered in a fire which we in Britain have not yet experienced. Now for a glimpse of Hitler's retreat from Moscow, a few items from Russia's winter program. Soviet troops turning from retreat to attack, driving the powerful and hitherto invincible German army back across the snow. Isolated details of the enormous German casualties. Germans who were promised comfortable winter quarters in Moscow. Soldiers who will never visit Moscow nor return to Germany. 350,000 killed in 2 months. Material abandoned by their retreating comrades, beaten back by General Zhukov. Vehicles left behind in a hurry. And the uniform of a quisling from Norway. German helmets marking German graves. Milestones on the road back. Sights multiplied 10,000 times along the 2,000-mile front. Fragments of the fiercest fighting the world has ever known. A frozen front, scorched earth, the fate of the world hanging in the balance, while 2 colossal armies fight it out to the death. Shivering prisoners, men who hid from their retreating comrades and gave themselves up. Deceived, disillusioned, and broken, they surrender to the Red Army. The Red Army's advance continues, but spring is on the way, and still greater tests of strength and endurance are absolutely certain to come with it. We must be ready this time. Russia needs more than admiration from us.